them come. This is their fate.
All right. Welcome back to the House of Wolves podcast. I am your host, Deontay, here with my near and dear friends, Jalen and Josh. Today we got quite to talk about, but we're gonna, as usual, get into some stuff, talk about some stuff, go over a lot of the gaming news that we like to cover, and some stuff that we might just have on our minds. So you never know on the House of Wolves podcast. Just stay tuned and you're in for a good time. Jalen, Josh, tell the people how you been, how you doing, how's life going, how's the missuses and non-missuses treating you. Tell us how the life is.
Yeah, I've been doing good. I got over my cold, but haven't been out much because it's, today technically is the last day, but there's been a typhoon in Japan.
Typhoon?
A lot of
Oh my goodness.
strong winds. If you ain't gotta go outside, don't go outside. And even if you do, you probably shouldn't. But that passed over. We didn't have any issues, no power outages or anything in our area though. But otherwise, just been in the house with the family. Trying to, I guess, start, because before we had a kid, me and my wife used to go out to the movies all the time, but we ain't been able to do that in a while. But she getting older, so she can hang out with grandma more. So we trying to go out more and try to do some solo stuff. Otherwise, I've been playing, pretty much the same games. Playing the number one worst reviewed game theme ever, Overwatch 2.
They got some. There's some science behind that one, but yeah.
Yeah, the season so far is alright. I mean, we always like Overwatch. We talk about it a lot, but depending on how you feeling about the season and the maps, you can fall off. Because I haven't played. Well, we haven't played in like 2 seasons. I didn't touch the last character at all, but he seems pretty cool. He's a giant, but he's good at healing. I forget his name. But the new one, Ilari,
Not just talking about the flower dude.
Yeah, is it Lotus or Lifeweaver? That's what it is.
Lifeweaver, yeah.
He's pretty decent, but Ilari
is pretty decent.
He trash.
But no, Ilari is way better. She's real strong. Her healing pylon is really good. So, I mean, I expect her to be nerfed at some point. But starting out, she's a really strong character.
I still ain't figured out how to unlock her on Game Pass, so I've still got to do that. But yeah, I wanted to play with her and try her out, but I haven't figured out my whole system yet. Okay.
Yeah,
anything else you've been playing?
Do some RPGs, trying to finish up Divinity, and but that's pretty much it. Because I guess I'm gonna have to stop buying, because whenever there's a Steam sale, it'll be like, oh, you can get Arkham Asylum and Arkham City and Arkham Knight all together for $8. So I buy them all, but then now I got to play 3 games in a row, which I hate locking myself into that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad somebody's getting to that backlog. What about you, Jalen? What you been playing? What you been up to? What you been watching? Man, why? Who did that? Please don't do those hordes, man. Stop it.
Shoot, I ain't really been playing nothing. I just been playing Final Fantasy 16. Don't know how I feel about the game and stuff like that. But it's cool so far. I ain't gonna
play it. Just the
I ain't gonna give out no spoilers, I guess. But
I mean, the game's been out for a while. You can talk about Chapter 1 because that was the demo.
Well, I ain't played the demo, so I don't know what's Chapter 1 and stuff like that. I was playing through when they did. I was playing through the fast flashback. I had just finished that part. That part messed me up a little bit. I was like, "Man, I'm hooked up." But I mean, it's different. I mean, it's a lot more just like killing and like blood and stuff that I'm used to. So I'm not a huge fan of blood and stuff like that. So that's just a little disclaimer. So those sorts of things make me like, all right. especially like a Final Fantasy game. But other than that, as far as like watching things or whatever, I ain't been watching nothing for real, for real. I really just been chilling and stuff like that. I mean, I had Dragon Ball Z for white noise and stuff like that, but you can't go wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? A couple screens in the background, little electricity powering up. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I mean, it's been pretty much the same for me. Nothing significant.
Is the Dragon Ball Super anime still going, or you just watch Dragon Ball Z?
No, I just been having Dragon Ball Z playing.
I didn't know Super was still going.
Nah, not the anime, just the manga.
Just the manga.
I mean, yeah, my bad. The manga, not the anime. Okay.
Yeah, the manga's still going, but they've been low key on trash because so check this. When Black Frieza first came out, they finished a Granola arc, and that ended like last August, and then they took like a 2-month hiatus maybe, and they came back in October. So they only come out once a month around like the 18th or 20th or something like that. So every time that comes around, I'm like, oh, it's the 20th of the month. But they bring that out. But whole time they showed the pre-events of the Dragon Ball superhero movie. So they showed the pre-events of that. I'm like, it's slice of life stuff. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's straight or whatever, but I'm trying to figure out what happened next because Black Frieza just earthed them, you know what I'm saying? So then they go into the events of the Dragon Ball superhero movie. So like the next chapter that's going to come out is probably still going to be some of the Dragon Ball superhero movie. And I don't know why they did this. They never did this. Literally the Broly movie, they skipped over it and they talked about it. And then they had like a 1-chapter recap or something of what happened during the events of the Broly movie. But this one, they actually showing basically the movie and stuff. I know it's canon and stuff like that, but I'm like, it's just lame because I ain't got to see nothing new in the past like year at this point because they want to show us what happened in the movie. I'm like, we already seen that, bro. Like, get that off my face. But clearly y'all can tell I'm passionate about it because I keep my life passing me by, and like I'm waiting to see what they gonna do about Black Frieza. What's gonna happen? So, and I just think it's poorly orchestrated because literally in the movie, Goku and Vegeta didn't use any transformations because of what was going on in the manga at the time at what the movie came out. So clearly they're not going to show no new forms or ultra ego and stuff like that because I don't think they knew what was going on. It's just a mess kind of how they writing the story and stuff like that. So I'm a little upset about that. And I feel like they just stalling at this point, but I mean, I digress.
Who's Granola? He the one with that like that generic looking scouter thing? Like
Granola cold. No, I ain't even gonna lie to you. That boy bad. Like his whole story and stuff, it's kind of annoying what his thoughts and how he move and stuff is. But his character is like kind of cool and just the whole dynamic. I mean, it's been out because he made a wish to be the strongest and stuff, but it shortened his lifespan. But he was that bent on vengeance the whole time. He turned around and started helping him, and they working together with this dude. He got that little scout. The scouter thing is like it's like his friend or whatever. It's like a AI type thing or whatever. But it's cool though because he did all that, and then at the end they didn't kill him because I was like they probably gonna kill him since his lifespan shortened and stuff anyway. But they ain't kill him though, so I was like, that's cool. I'm like, man, they need to have another tournament of power and put him on the squad because he is going off. So
he dressed like a Dragon Ball character.
Man, Granola tight, bro. He like, man, I need vengeance on all Saiyans and Freeze. I'm killing all y'all, and that's on me. I risk my life to do it. I mean, I think it's a little demented to showing your lifespan to get vengeance and stuff like that. But I mean, his childhood was messed up, I guess. So
yeah. So, very long and long-winded. Nah, I'm just playing. Nah, you good. I mean, I didn't care about any of that, but I do want to see if they animate it. I watch it. I give it a shot there. I like the Super's animation, but I ain't reading no manga. But while we talking about this, what did Deontay do? Deontay did.
He wrote some.
I wrote some
hate messages about One Piece.
I didn't write no hate messages about One Piece. Actually, the second episode was pretty decent. We'll talk about it a little bit later. I played some games, did some stuff around the house, hung out with the kids, Went to the park. Played Zelda with the wife. She's not in front of me, but she just explored more. So she's seen a lot more than I have. But I've done all the main stuff. So I'm kind of finishing that out, hopefully in the next 2 weeks. And just, having fun with Zelda because I ain't play it until like late. But outside of that, yeah, I ain't been doing much. I've been playing a lot of Zelda, working on videos, making this content for y'all, but that's about it. But yeah, let's move straight into One Piece then, because that's something I'm passionate about, Jalen, and I know about, and I can speak on, because I have no idea what Dragon Ball, but at least with One Piece, I have some stuff there.
You ain't trying.
Man,
I know about Tank Man and Snake Man and Gear 5 and all that other type of stuff. I know about Don Quixote, and you don't know nothing about Dragon Ball Z.
I don't know about the manga. I know about the anime, at least a decent amount, enough to be, not enough to be dangerous, I suppose. Not a lot, because y'all be recalling stuff. I don't remember people's names, so don't ever ask me to. But yeah. So One Piece, they did the second episode. I think it's 1073 or 1072. I think it's either 1073. But they did the secondary episode where they actually were showing off more of his powers, and it was still goofy, but they kind of brought it back in line with what their normal, traditional kind of style is. It was more impactful, his moves, and it kind of showed him better, like especially one sequence when they kind of showing him being depleted and then coming back to life and going off. Basically that one sequence saved it, that whole episode. But that episode in itself from start to finish was really good as well. I don't want to knock that. I just I don't know if I'm super sold on his abilities just yet. Like, I'm not a fan of him, but I like what he can do and how the point was to capture liberation and freedom, and I think they did that. Or like he can manipulate everything, the world, the person he's fighting. He can turn that into rubber. It's like everything he can turn into some type of bouncy rubber elastic thing. So it's just kind of like really hard to draw that and experience that in a way that isn't going to be, soft and flappy and all over the place. So, from what I can see is that they have a very good idea of how they want to portray these powers, and they're executing that. I don't know if I'm on board with it, but overall, at least I know that they're staying true to what their vision was. And that's fine. As long as they have a vision, I can get used to it. But yeah, that is my thoughts on One Piece. I didn't want to kind of get too far into it, and I don't want to spoil it if nobody's watched it yet. But overall, I thought the episode was a lot better than last week's episode. And I also thought that they is like a continuation and not just felt abrupt, like it was a total difference, which I didn't expect them to do anyway. So all in all, they did a decent job with the One Piece second episode when they actually were showing off the powers. I'm interested in seeing what's happened next. He had his very good moment where he, reminded everybody who he is. He Monkey D. Luffy, and don't get not the one or the two. Yeah. So,
I wasn't going to go into spoilers or anything. I was just wanted to ask you because last week you was talking about he seemed kind of overpowered, but I know this week they kind of touched on some of the drawbacks. Do you think the drawbacks are like
sufficient?
Will be a big deal going forward? Because for me, like the only comparison, is like Ultra Instinct. He would get tired, but then out of nowhere, he just got a whole bunch of energy to do Ultra Instinct for a couple episodes. So it was kind of annoying trying to figure out, is he actually too tired or not? But do you feel like One Piece is gonna have that same issue?
Um, it could be like literally he popped out of it because he's like really on death's door when he got hit, and he just was able to reincarnate himself by pushing himself harder. Like there was no trick to it, no sensu bean. It was just literally like his will and determination, kind of like on some Rock Lee when he was just passed out and standing. It's kind of like, but it didn't give me any indication of like what is the limit for him. I know that every time he uses the gears, he is taking life off his lifespan because of how he is pumping his bloodstream, and they kind of explain that. They haven't explained the Sun God yet and what it does to his body, but we all know what happens. Like he shrinks when he get the drawback for Snake Man and Bounce. I think it's Bounce Man and Snake Man. Yeah, that the two. Well, Snake Man and I think Bounce Man too. So Snake Man and Bounce Man, I think those are both the same gear. That's gear 4. They're just different variations of the gear. They both when he's done using it, he gets small or he gets tired and he has to sleep for like 10 minutes. I think that one. Dang, I can't even remember. Is that the one where he gets small? Or is that the one where he gets tired for 10 minutes? He has to nap immediately after. Regardless, he has drawbacks for those gears. No, gear 3 is when he gets small. Gear 4 is when he gets tired and he just goes to sleep for like 5-10 minutes. And with those in place, you can kind of tell, okay, he's going to get tired once he's out of this form. He has to hurry up and beat him if that happens. But in gear 5, he fell out the form and was able to get right back into it immediately in this episode. So that does tell me he's kind of overpowered right now, where if he can just continue to use this form at will, even when he is depleted of health and ability, that does give me the indication that he might be overpowered. But at least they showed a drawback from it, because he looked like he was dehydrated, like his body really couldn't withstand it. And then probably once he beats Kato, they're going to explain more about what happens, and we're going to look at the recovery time for him. Right now he seems overpowered because they haven't explained it further, but it's always a drawback with Luffy. He's not like a one-man show. He has to have his crew, and that's what keeps them all relevant, is that his drawbacks, so that the crew steps up. Zoro, Sanji, Nami, all of them, Chopper, all of them. So that is what I like about the show, is that they still incorporate everyone else, whether or not Luffy's going to fight the big bad. Everybody else gets their moment in the sunlight too. So we're probably going to get more about that once the fighting's over. But right now, it's just showing that he's determined to take down Kato. So even if he is suffering on the inside, he's not, because they basically asked him, he was like, "You're gonna die," and he's like, "Think I'm scared of dying?" Right in the episode. So it's kind of like you already know that what they're inking at. It's like Luffy is probably going to pass before he gets like super old, because of how the impact on his body, or it might just be an arc in his story where how he recovers his body from this god fruit or whatever. So regardless of how they take it, you know that it's impacting him. So it's just whatever that case may be, it will reveal itself in time. Yeah.
See.
Yeah.
At least he ain't gonna be like Naruto coming clean and shop while his teammates don't do nothing.
Yeah. Nah, that's not the case. It's too, especially in this arc right now, it's the fight is too grand for him to do that. It's just too much going on all the time. So he needed, like, they were fighting two of the Emperors of the Sea, Big Mom and Kaido, and they can't do that. Not without help. So, yeah, I'm enjoying it. This is like I don't know if this is the longest arc I've ever watched. honestly, episode wise, but it feels like it's up there, for sure. Because I think we've been on this arc for like 3 years, if I'm not mistaken.
3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. I think. I want to make sure I'm not tripping, but if I go to Crunchyroll, let's see, Crunchyroll. If I go to this arc for One Piece, One Piece. One Piece. Let me see more episodes. Come on, bro, stop playing on me. I don't want to hear this.
Is this the same arc where he used Snake Man?
Yeah, the first arc when he first like was fighting, that was Cake Island. Let me see.
No, okay.
You're talking about when he was fighting Big Mom, because he escaped Big Mom to get to Kaido, and then Big Mom followed him. So that's what like kind of popped all this off. I don't understand why I can't see this, man. That's why I hate Crunchyroll trash, bro.
So is Kaido who is the dragon? That's Kaido?
Yeah.
But I thought he was fighting Kaido when he was Snake Man. That dude transformed into a dragon or something?
No, he do fight. What you mean, Snake Man? What do you mean by Snake Man?
When he was using Snake Man against old boy, I thought that was Kaido that he was using when he was in that little. I don't know what it looked like. He was like in a different dimension type thing or whatever. I don't know. I remember you was talking about it when we was in New York back in 2019.
Okay.
And I'm trying to figure out who is Kaido. I just look it up. It's cool.
Oh. So Kaido is one of the Emperors of the Sea. So Whole Cake Island was season 11. Season 11 was 96 episodes. Summit War was 132. This one is 189 episodes, and it started. Yeah, so I know this. Yeah, this is definitely the longest. And the first episode came out in 2019. Yeah, July 2019. So 4 years, really. But yeah, I mean.
Oh, it's Katakuri. That's the name.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, it's a big arc. A lot has happened. So hopefully everything, it's worth it at this point. I really want to see how it changes, because now we're looking at One Piece. We're looking at it from the standpoint of how it's going to change, and like the world, really, the world government, all of it, because they obviously, and that's what I don't like, is that we just not figuring out that he has this godlike power or whatever. And now we're seeing why the behind the scenes stuff is happening. But at the same time, they're not really truly explaining the importance and significance of it. I feel like I've never seen something rushed in One Piece, but I feel like that was rushed. And maybe they were dropping hints, but I didn't catch them. So I felt like it was rushed. Like, like the uncovering of this and saying, 1 second we don't know that he even has it, the next second he has it, and everybody is out to get him and trying to kill him because he has it. And I'm just like, how do y'all not try this before, when he was just using? Y'all knew he had the gum fruit for a very long time. He's had a bounty on his head for a very long time. It just seemed like it was like, I mean, it's, it's anime, so whatever. But hopefully we get a good ending there. All right, well, let's move on to our next topic. Where do we want to go? I don't even know, because honestly, I have no notes. I know we got some stuff to talk about, but the boy has no notes. No notes. Atlas Fallen. Anybody wants to play Atlas Fallen?
Nah. I mean,
Nah.
Ain't got no.
it looks bad, but the Surge people, like you said, they had some decent games in the past, but this
Mm-hmm.
for me is like deep discount, like $3/$5, and I ain't got nothing else to play. So
Yeah.
it's
I was
unfortunate.
really trying to
And
figure
it
out,
was a
find
bad time.
something I really liked about it, and I was like, I mean, everything felt generic to me, to be honest. I'm not saying that they can't make a good game. I just felt like everything, like, it just felt like, one of those games where it's like a bunch of tied in things. It reminded me of Darksiders a little bit, but then at the same time, it didn't. And then it was like so much, I don't know. I just didn't think it was that cool looking, but maybe I'm just wrong. But I didn't find anything intriguing about it. It felt very generic, like a Darksiders, but not like the good one. Maybe like 3. So yeah, Atlas Fallen came out. When did it come out? It came out. No. When did this game come out? Atlas Fallen came out. I thought it already came out. It didn't come out yet.
I
I'm
saw
pretty
previews for it, like reviews and stuff.
Yeah, it came out August 9th. Okay. Yeah. So Atlas Fallen. I guess I ain't really got much to say about it. It didn't catch my attention. It didn't seem interesting. It's like a third person. I don't know. It has that realm of. It's in the realm of Darksiders. That's how I can explain it to me. Yeah, I don't know. Flashy combat. I wouldn't compare it to Lord Godfall, but it's kind of like in that realm for me of generic, and might have flashy combat, but really has nothing else for meat or potatoes there. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I ain't really have much to say on it, but if you are interested in buying it, it is on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC. So, but deep discount probably would be me for me too, Josh. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think that would be the time where I would pick this up and try it versus anything.
Yeah, I was going. I know y'all don't play RPGs that much,
Mm-hmm.
but I was going to ask, at least for Jalen, like if you saw anything about Sea of Stars. Excuse me. It's a pixel art RPG, but it actually looks like the art is higher quality than you normally see from like indie games. But the reason that I heard of it is that it's the music is by the Chrono Trigger composer, and I guess the game itself is kind of Chrono Trigger inspired. Uh, but it's gonna be on Game Pass, so I was at least gonna try it out. It comes out later this month.
Yeah, I don't know if I feel like I might have seen some. Did they advertise that somewhere like on the Xbox?
I
Yeah,
would think
Uh,
so.
I've
Yeah.
seen people talking about it because it's coming out on PlayStation Plus and Game Pass at the same time, which I think is like the first game to do that.
Oh,
mm,
really?
okay, no, I ain't. I feel like I seen like an ad of it before, like maybe like this past week or something like that. But I never like looked into it.
Yeah, I don't know how deep the combat is. I just know that it's they do have inspiration from like Chrono Trigger and stuff, and they have the Chrono Trigger composer.
It's
But as far as
$35.
the
They want a lot of money for these
oh, it has a demo
little.
too. I didn't even see that, so I'll at least try the demo.
Yeah, it has a demo. Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, it's always good to have some games, and like we have a lot of games coming out, so it's not like I said, it's something for everybody, and that's probably why my backlog is so atrocious right now. it's just too many freaking games right now, and not enough time in the day. I don't know how these people be doing it, but there's really not enough time to kind of play all this stuff. So stuff get put to the wayside. I still ain't played Dead Island 2, and I love the first game, and that's hasn't even been purchased. I think there's just so many freaking games that everybody can play. I really don't. I don't see it getting better before it gets worse. Sea of Stars looks cool though, but
Yeah, this year is pretty much just full, and I'm not gonna be able to touch everything. And they still announcing games, like they just announced Call of Duty.
do y'all think this is definitely the effect of COVID? Everything got pushed, and it had to be a year, and this just happened to be the year. Like, I think 2022 was just like on the cusp, but then 2023, when everything got pushed to the beginning of the year, and now everything is coming out at the end of the year. Like, this is probably the best gaming has been, I want to say, since 2018, and I think that's when we got Red Dead Redemption 2 and God of War.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I ain't seen nothing like this in a while. We got Alan Wake 2, we got Spider-Man 2, we got Super Mario Bros. Wonder, a new entry into that. Then we have, Zelda. Oh, we got Forza Motorsport. We have, well, we always get a full entry, Assassin's Creed, but at least they're going back to their roots. We got Cyberpunk's new DLC coming out, and that's basically going to be like half, or if not 75% of the actual Cyberpunk game size. So more than likely it's going to be another slap. And it's just like too much is coming to even be judging, and trying to figure out. Diablo 4 already came out, and I mean, we still got plenty. We had Resident Evil 4 come out this year. We had the Dead Space remake come out. Both of those were good. Yeah, and then we had Final Fantasy 16 come out, and we had Hogwarts Legacy come out this year. It's just been ridiculous, dude. Jedi Survivor came out this year. Yeah. And all these games are actually good. I mean, obviously, I have my gripes with Hogwarts, but it was like the most Hogwarts game I ever played. Like, most Harry Potter game I've ever played. And that's a feat in itself. So, and it came out this year. So, I'm just like, what the heck, dog? I don't really know. I don't know what game's going to win Game of the Year. It's Baldur's Gate 3 just came out, and that just is killing all types of records and pushing boundaries on what an RPG can be, and it's just Dungeons and Dragons. So I'm just like, Jesus, I don't really know. I've never seen so much success come out the gaming industry in a minute. So I'm excited. I mean, we still got Spider-Man around the corner. We still got Alan Wake around the corner, and things like that. But I just know I don't have the time at all to play half of this stuff. And Modern Warfare 3 is my favorite, man. I'm just like, if they bring back the regular maps, Jalen hate these maps. They bring back the maps. I'm about to go crazy. Jalen saw me out there. He was like, I was out there getting 20. I almost got my 20 in like less than 2 hours. I was like, man, let me get these 20 more real quick. I know my spots, man. I just like playing that game. Obviously, it had its issues, but I still enjoyed it. But yeah,
I can't play that game.
Nah, I know. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of coming out. There's plenty to see. There's plenty to play, and there's plenty to do. Where are y'all starting? Do y'all even know? I'm mad. I'm missing Mortal Kombat. I really want to play it, and I'm just like, I'm going to skip it because I know I'm not going to. I just know. Yeah. I'm just like, I haven't even put the time I wanted to into Street Fighter, and I really like Street Fighter. So it's just like so much, dude. Between those two games, I don't even know who gonna win. in regards to like best fighting game of the year. Like the Game Awards is going to be interesting to watch this year just because of all the competition, and all the people that Cocoon. I want to play that. I know that Inside and Limbo, those are great games. I want to play Cocoon, and that's coming to Game Pass. So that's going to take up some time. Jeez. Even the crew trying to throw in some competition. Like, y'all ain't gonna win, but they trying to throw in some competition this year with Forza Motorsport. Obviously, it's a little bit different. It's arcadey and things like that. And we recently just got Forza Horizon 5 last year. Yeah, man. I mean, plenty to play, plenty to see, and to do. But yeah, my question, because I didn't even talk about Armored Core. Where are y'all? Where you starting? Do you know? Do you think you have a game plan for tackling these games, Josh, or not really? You just gonna wing it?
Unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to stick with one a month. That's like what I'm gonna try to do. But all these games are long, and they're gonna take longer than a month. So we'll see. I'm gonna start out with Armored Core. Play that as much as I can until Starfield comes out.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm not gonna finish Starfield before Cyberpunk, but I at least want to, get my feel on it so that if I have to put it down for a bit, then I'm okay with coming back to it later. Because I know I'm gonna want to finish Cyberpunk like all the way through. Really just getting the story and all the all the updates and get through all that and probably go back to Starfield because October. Alan Wake, yeah. I want to play Alan Wake. I like Alan Wake and Control. Those both were really, really good. So I think gotta pick it up. After that, though, unless they announce something else, I'm try to not buy anything else for the holiday season and just play through the games I still got. But yeah, 3 big RPGs at the end of the year is a problem.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy talk. I really don't have a game plan because I think what's going to end up happening is I'm gonna buy more Kombat and play the story because it's easy. But I really like those games. But what I want to do is buy that. If not buy that, I'm going to wait on everything and try to beat some games during the month of, this month is when I was supposed to beat games. I was supposed to beat Dead Space and I was supposed to beat Jedi Survivor. So I could have a clean slate, at least a decent slate. I probably wasn't going to finish Final Fantasy 16, but I don't know yet. That's the farthest the one I played, so I might as well just finish it out, get it out the way, move on to Jedi Survivor, and then come back to Dead Space at some point because I know it's just a remake, but I want to experience it again because that game is just dope. Period. But I wanted to circle back around November time to Dead Island 2, and after once Black Friday and stuff come around, I was expecting the game to be like $20 or something around there where I can go back and just play that. But I ain't really got no game plan because once September comes, I'm definitely going to play Starfield September 6th. And then after that, that's when, Mortal Kombat come out September 19th. And then Cyberpunk come out on the 26th. So between those 3 games, that's going to take up a lot of my time. So I don't know. That September is already kind of already booked up. August is the one where I had some give, I suppose, where I wanted to see what I could play. But honestly, I started playing Zelda, and now that's eating up all my time. So I need to beat that. Like I said, I don't know. It's all chaotic, but that's the flavor of the week right now. Is instead of actually beating the games I was going to lay out and play, I'm playing Zelda with my wife, which is fine. And then October comes. I don't know if I'm going to either get Alan Wake 2 first or I'm gonna get Lords of the Fallen.
Not
I'm gonna play Liza P, and I think Liza P comes out what? Liza P come out in September as well, and that come out the same day as Mortal Kombat, so it's definitely getting shelved. I'm not gonna play it. It's not gonna happen. It's not, because right before that is Starfield. I'm gonna be playing Starfield. Liza P come out September 19th, and then Mortal Kombat, and then Cyberpunk September 26th. Unfortunately, I think Liza P is going to be one of those games that slept on, but it's actually going to be pretty decent. And because of this slate of time that it's in, it's just going to get overlooked completely. It's unfortunate, but that's what's probably going to happen. But yeah, once we get into October, I expect to have finished, or at least completed, a majority of Cyberpunk 2077. Probably just created a character and visited like 16 or 17 planets, maybe, in Starfield. Because it's going to be tough for me to, I don't know if I'm going to get a feel for it and leave, or I'm going to get a feel for it and stay. Depends on how good it is, honestly. Well, yeah, November is just it's a toss up. I don't really want to be, I really don't want to pay full price for a Call of Duty game, especially when I don't think they did much to it. But it is Modern Warfare 3. So I might just switch off and go back to Dead Island, go back to Dead Space, go back to fight Jedi Survivor if I don't beat it this month, and then kind of finish out the year with the games that I might be interested in, like finishing out those larger RPGs. So that's my game plan, but again, most of the stuff can shift. But I know I'm going to be at least playing Cyberpunk in September, Starfield in September. I think I'm going to give in and get Mortal Kombat. I don't know yet, but it's feeling very likely. Every time I see the game, I get more excited about it. But, you know, I feel like I'm just wasting my money because I'm not playing them. So it's always that too. But yeah, I didn't mean to go into that whole thing. But what about you, Jalen? What you gonna be playing? What you gonna be doing? Are you even buying any games? You know you don't buy games. Are you buying anything?
Got his next Kingdom Hearts playthrough ready.
Yeah, I know you got Game Pass. You might as well try something on Game Pass at least. But anything you got planned for October or November or September?
I'm trying to think what was coming out. I have looked at one game. Hold on, let me see.
It was Lords of the Fallen, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and play the first one and then go play the second one just because I can't help myself. I mean, for sure, I'm gonna be playing Final Fantasy 16 because I need to beat that. And then
hopefully that's by this month. Hopefully by the end of the month. But yeah,
this game ain't gonna be by the end of the month.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
15 days? You can't beat it in 15?
Nah.
Man, 2 hours a day would get you there.
2 hours a day, you're right. Man, I ain't doing that. I'll probably get sleepy.
Oh my goodness.
I kind of wanted to play that Dragon Quest game that came out in September, but I don't know if that's going to be anything good. So I'm kind of iffy about it, honestly. But I just subscribed to Dragon Quest though, so I at least see what it is. But I'm not going to guarantee that I'll play it.
Sandland come out.
I know there's.
I think it came out. I think it comes out in December. Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince. Is that the one?
Nah, Infinity Strash.
Oh, I don't see that one.
It come out at the end of September.
Infinity Strash, Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai. Gotcha. Or Day.
Yeah, so I had thought about playing that. Don't know how I feel about it entirely. Mm-hmm. I kind of wanted to play Metal Gear Solid 3. When that, you know what I'm saying, whenever they do whatever they're gonna do with it. But I'm not entirely sure. So we'll see what they do with that the collection thingy. I think the only game that I might actually really go by, I wanted to play Mario Bros. Wonder too, because that seemed like it was a different dynamic. But I think the only game that I'd probably really buy would probably be like, whatchamacallit, Super Mario RPG, if I'm being honest with you. But that don't come out until November. Like, actually, like, I'll go pay some money for the game would be that. Because I wanted to play that game for a while, so. And then, I mean, obviously, I could go play the older version and stuff like that. But, I mean, they come out of new one, so I might as well play that one. But I'm going to wait for the reviews and stuff to come out and see what people say compared to, like, the old game and stuff like that. So, and then I'll just go from there.
Okay.
Nothing too exciting or whatever. It's just play where I can, when I can.
What we playing together?
Y'all tell me, y'all.
What's the August flavor? Come on, y'all. Easy peasy. Come on. What's the August flavor?
I got Overwatch booted up. I'm ready to get
Final Call of Duty, so it's Overwatch.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was 2 days.
I got Black Ops 2.
Call of Duty was 2 days, right?
I got Black Ops 2.
But Black Ops 2 got all the
money on.
They all got all the
I
hackers.
ain't want to play it again.
Man, they got all the hackers.
Man,
Modern Warfare 3 ain't how we ain't run into nothing. We ran into one. That was it.
How many you ran into on Black Ops 2?
Like 4 or 6. Like, and I only played 5 matches.
Ran no, like 2 of
so
them.
I ran into 2 hackers in one.
Man, y'all hear this man? He count all this. Man, if the lobby hacked, you can't say who hacked. But I didn't play that game, and I ran into 2 hack matches. One with you and one with Devin.
Bro, I played that game I played 6 matches and ran into hackers like 4 out of 6. And that's no cap.
I don't know about that, bro.
I mean, we could try it again, but I'm just telling you. So the flavor of this month is what? Call of Duty, Black Ops 2. Man, at least play a good one. Overwatch. Okay, so Overwatch is the flavor of this month. What's the flavor of next month? What's our September looking like? Any ideas, fellas? Oh my god.
Overwatch. I ain't gonna say it no more.
Nah. You use that lifeline. What's the next one? Y'all
see how he tried to say lifeline? He tried to get us back on Apex.
The subliminals. Yeah, you see what you try to do? I see what you try to do. Nah. I ain't playing that game. That game's scratchy. At least not until they let me play on other systems and like let me do cross save. I ain't playing that game again.
He bought it.
But what else we playing? What else? I don't know what we got for August. We got Overwatch.
We got Raptors.
Exo Primal. Hey man, I'm
Raptors.
always down to going back. I'm always down to go back. I don't think Josh, you got to the raids, did you? Did you get to the raids?
No.
Nah, yeah.
No, not yet.
Nah, that boy's still saying. I mean, he ain't get there.
Summoning Raptors. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't care what we play. I was thinking about, yeah. I mean, there's plenty of stuff to play. I guess I know that one that recently came out was that I was gonna get y'all on that Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It came out on Game Pass. Jalen, you can download that. We can play that. It's a multiplayer.
Not here.
Why you get so quiet?
I mean, I get it as long as they ain't put me to sleep, man. You know how.
I don't know if it's gonna put you to sleep or not. I don't know. I just heard it was okay ish.
Okay. Right, I downloaded it. Y'all heard it first. I downloaded the game.
Y'all heard it first here, people. So next week,
y'all hear about it.
When we come back, I mean, flavor of the week is Overwatch, I suppose. But the next week, we'll see what that Texas is talking about there.
What else we got on Game Pass? We got Halo. We got some more Battlefield.
Hey man, they said Halo making a comeback, and I think it's true. I think it's true. Who said that? Look, I ain't gonna go out on a bridge and say that it's the best. It's the best FPS out there right now. But I'm saying
3-4-3-4.
it's definitely a more polished FPS that I've played recently than it's an arena shooter. The most polished arena shooter. Now, am I saying that their content is up to par where I want it? No, but it's definitely better than where it started. And I kept getting the same sentiment online that everybody was talking about, blah, 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 blah. They're doing better. Everything is getting better. They're actually putting the time and effort in. They're loading it up with content. And I can agree with when Forge and everything popped off. I mean, the creators can create. So that's all they need to do is give the creators those tools in the first place. And there's plenty of things like, that they brung back, like infection, all that good jazz. So I can see that the game is definitely growing and is growing in the right direction. I just wonder if it's enough for you guys or people out there in general. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's enough for me yet. I think I like arena shooters and I do like Halo's gameplay, but is it at the point where it's respecting my time and minimizing the fluff? I don't think so yet. I think there's too many little barriers still, but they're definitely not moving in the right direction.
Jalen want to play Halo Reach.
Bro, as a long-time Halo fan, when they do stuff like that, it's a slap in the face. And they just need to let the game rest. They're not doing that, bro. And all it is creating spite for Halo, man. I don't like it. I openly admit that.
Okay, so but what is the part that you don't like? Do you know? Or you just say
everything. Okay, I don't. It's not an enjoyable game. I feel like the way the game is played is like it's a combination between being dated and they trying to incorporate new things, and it just don't have the same feel, and it feels like a mess. So I just rather put the game down. They trying to bring back the old feel of Halo. You play Halo 5, you played this Halo. You see how they tried to advance in the Halo 5. They tried to bring it back some, and it just felt like they trying to capture like nostalgia to some capacity, and they're not doing a good job at it.
But how do you argue that point of nostalgia that they're trying to capture without actually having I guess my question to you.
The big. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No. I think the question simply was, and what I'm trying to get at is that how do you evolve Halo and make it feel the same? How do you strike that balance? Because there is an evolution that needs to be had in that game, but every time someone tries to evolve, it is a blowback. So I guess it's similar to Destiny, and how that all occurred and how the Destiny 2 came about and how basically they had to keep everything the same and they really didn't really change much. What is the evolution of Halo look like for y'all? Because to me, that's what it looked like. It looked like small, minor changes that improve the longevity, the weirdness that may happen in the gameplay overall. I think there's like plenty of things that they introduced that makes the game unpredictable but still fun. It's not like it's a gotcha where it's just there to be there. Like the grenade that gives you the ability to cover a certain area for hand-to-hand combat or for just cover or getting out of a situation. Like the grappling hook, like the power-ups they give you, like the shield, like the multitude of things that they allow you to have as tacticals. Like, I like how they set that up. I like that it's still something you have to pick up around the build and you don't just start off with something, because it gives you more of that old feeling of being around something or trying something different. I mean, there's obviously modes that just give it to you, but there's just like those types of things that I like about Halo. And maybe it's because I appreciate them more because I just never, experienced it in that way. But I don't know. That's a tough pill to swallow, Jalen, I think. And it's tough that way. It's tough.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It could be my attention span and things that I enjoy, like the enjoyment that I used to find in Halo. Maybe that bar was set so high because I had first started playing multiplayer and stuff like that, and the feeling that it used to capture versus the feeling that it's capturing now. So maybe I'm a tough critic. I think it's cool that they're trying. But I just feel like some games, like um, I'm trying to think. Let me see, Activision. Uh, I don't even want to compare that because that's kind of a hard comparison. I'll just go ahead and say it. So like, if you play GoldenEye, I mean that's made by Activision, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think
Um,
it was made at
like
Activision. I'm not sure. I think Neversoft. No, that wasn't Neversoft. I don't know, but no, it was. I think it was published by Activision. I forget who made it.
oh, okay. Well, I'm not gonna make that comparison. It's fine. But
Maybe it was
I just say
Rare.
when I was playing GoldenEye in the past or whatever, I can tell the similarities that to Call of Duty. I don't know all the devs and all the people that made it and stuff like that, but I could pick up on some of those similarities, and I can. I don't want to say that's what it evolved to because, like I said, I don't know all the specific details and stuff. But going back to what I was saying about Halo, I was trying to make a comparison. That's why I went on the tangent. But just going back to what I said about Halo, Halo was like if you go play the old Halo games, I mean, them games definitely dated and stuff like that. But I feel like it captured a feel where no other game was capturing that feel. Um, Now that games have evolved and have different little quirks and things that make them better, like prime example, like Destiny and stuff like that, it just kind of be like, all right, well, I mean, Halo, not those aren't the same exact games and stuff like that, but they have some similarities and stuff like with the space and then just kind of like the weird quirks and things that go on in the game. I feel like Halo is rooted and this is where I say like Bungie. I think Bungie went off of Halo because I feel like they kind of knew that game was at its peak, and it's like it's not going to get better, and they need to really change some things about the game to keep it up to date, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time stand true to what Halo is. And I'm not saying this is what Bungie actually did, but they jumped a bandwagon at a good time because they like, all right, man, that's it, bro. Like we done with Halo.
Yeah,
It
they
ain't really
tried all
nothing
the
else to
ideas
do.
with Reach.
Yeah, like after Reach, like Reach was I ain't gonna say you Halo 3 was at its peak. 2 and 3 was at its peak. Reach has started that decline a little bit, but Reach was still cool because it still had the Halo feel. It felt arcadey, but at the same time it felt like a multiplayer game that you would get invested in and stuff too. It had some type of games to it. Like so it kind of took away a little bit of arcade feel. But when you start playing like Halo 4, Halo 5, other games like that, you be like, all right, what y'all doing different? All right, y'all took this thing out and y'all added this thing, and then y'all made the graphics better. Okay, now y'all want to add a little more running and stuff, a little sliding combat and stuff like that. That's not what Halo was. Halo was a real simple game. Like, oftentimes, half the combat in the game is you shooting people with your assault rifle, y'all run up and punch each other. Like, it's primitive, but it's like, that's what a lot of Halo was, and Destiny takes some of that same component too, strangely. But, um, with but they trying to do different things. Like I said, I commend them, but I feel like it's just a reuse formula, and they keep taking things away and they building in different areas and stuff where it's not
Mm-hmm.
actually creating like they building off the same foundation, but they building in different areas instead of just building this building. If I'm trying to put it metaphorically, like all right, let's take this away, let's put this in the game. We don't see people like this. Okay, let's put like that stuff not the grappling hook not changing
I
that much of Halo. Like that's not
so
gonna make Halo better. That's not going. It's a little cool feature that they put in there. But for the people that care about Halo, they gonna care about a grappling hook? No, they care about overshields. They care about hammers. They care about swords and stuff. And we've been doing that for 10 years.
that I guess I understand your point. I'm gonna try to rephrase it in the sense that it doesn't feel like 343 is innovating on Halo. They're taking good ideas and putting them into Halo. So like we have a good core. We're gonna take this good idea from Call of Duty and put it in Halo, and that means we automatically have a better game because we combine two good ideas. And that on its own is not necessarily true. And I would say that with Halo 5, that was definitely the situation. Like they didn't know what to do, so they just took a bunch of good ideas from other games. And I think that Halo 5 was fun, but yeah, it definitely didn't feel like Halo. It felt like a space sci-fi shooter with space Power Rangers where you flying around and punching each other. Like it was fun, but it wasn't that core Halo feeling. Whereas like Infinite, I think to be fair, I think that with Infinite, they started out wanting to make Halo 3, but just more modern. Like, take those simple ideas. Like, you can run, but you can't run super fast. You don't have a bunch of superpowers and stuff like that. It's at its core a Halo game. You gonna run out there, take some hits with your shield so that you can get close and then kill the other person. But I also get that where it feels like they're just trying to add too much to the formula to make it better. Like too many ingredients. Even though all the ingredients are good, you overdoing it. But I mean, I don't fully necessarily agree because I do think that at least right now, Infinite feels a lot better than a lot of Halo games, and it is still sticking very close to the original Halo gameplay. Like it doesn't feel like a different game, but it might still not be exciting for like somebody from Jalen's perspective, because like you have played Halo 4 and stuff like that, so you've seen like them just trying to recapture the original momentum, and it just feels like they're still trying to level up to Bungie in some sense, and so it's not as exciting. I will say that I don't think the game overall like system, I don't know how to explain it, but like the modes and the maps, like all of those don't feel that inspired to me. Like it doesn't feel like, I don't think 343 think this stuff is exciting, but they're putting out these modes, that's the feeling I get. But the gameplay itself, I feel like is the best that they've ever done it.
Yeah, and I don't think that Halo Infinite is a bad game. Like, I don't want y'all to think that I'm saying I'm just tearing it down. I just think that Halo Infinite and Halo collectively is a formula that's been used for a long period of time and not had enough innovation to it to have as many games as they have out. Not saying that they got even a bunch of games, because I think Halo 4 came out back in 2012 or whatever. I mean, they dropped 2 main games in the past 10 years or whatever. But I don't know, man. I do like the fact that they made it as a free-to-play. They tried to build on it and stuff like that, because I think they kind of got a sense of that, too, that is still the same game at its core. And I think they do a good job at what it is. Like, it still feels like Halo. I can definitely say this game feels way more like Halo than Halo 5 did. But again, I'm like, it's Halo. Like, I've been playing Halo for X amount of years and stuff like that. I don't know how much more y'all gonna change or what y'all could really do to really entice me. I think just something that I would say, just put out there. This is just kind of changing the tone, because I feel like I've been dogging Halo. I was from like a constructive criticism standpoint. I think that Halo could feel a lot more like Halo if they just change the music and fix the music. If they fix the music on that game, that'd be a wonderful start. Because it feels like all this rock music and all this type of stuff that they playing on there, it doesn't capture that same feel. Like it just feels like I'm playing a Halo, but it don't. All the other Halos had that little opera, that space opera,
I get, but they do have the old music in the game. It's just,
man, we don't want old music. They have. Like,
I mean, that's not what I mean. But they have like the old songs. They have the new songs that are in the style of the old songs. But then they also have a bunch of rock music. Like the single player had all the like the chanting and the choir and stuff like that. But the multiplayer has the rock music. But they all play in the menu. But yeah, at least in the menu, in my experience, it's mostly heavily weighted towards the rock music and music.
Yeah, I'm like, the music set a huge ambiance and stuff like that. And granted, I ain't played the single player, but the game not capturing that same feel for it. I'm just like, all right, whatever. Like, I'm playing something that feels like Halo. Like the gameplay feels like Halo, but the whole vibe don't feel like Halo.
Well, just to go back, GoldenEye was developed by Rare and published by Nintendo. So, just a correction there. But no, I think.
What about the Switch version? I mean, the Wii version.
I'm not sure about the Wii version.
I think at that point,
talking about the 2010 one, that was done by Activision, and the developer was Eurocom.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Because that's the one I was thinking of. Because to be honest with you, I never played the N64 one. I only played the Wii one. So,
okay.
I played the N64 one a long time ago, like maybe like a few times. Like but I never actually owned
downstairs. They had that boy downstairs in the church after which is crazy to me when I think about it. They had Golden Eye 007. We was downstairs in the church because it was like a community center too, playing Golden Eye. Yep, I remember that. But yeah, I think there's a lot of perspective in regards to like a longevity, how much people have been playing it, stuff like that. So I think is a good conversation to be had. But from my perspective, I think they're moving in the right direction. It's just waiting for that big moment, and it's probably going to be when they either announce something major like a battle royale or something of that degree where it changes how we play Halo. Because that is the evolution that's going to probably push it over, because once it becomes that arena-based solid shooter, along with those, things that people love about battle royales, it will be able to signify the masses to come back in full glory there. So as long as that is on the horizon and they're actually still moving in the right direction, it don't look like they're changing the budget or whatever, it like they're still putting out high quality stuff. That's what's good. But yeah, I think what else we're going to talk about? What else? I don't know. Anything else y'all guys wanted to mention? I know I really want to play Lords of the Fallen. I know Jalen hates it, but I respect when people can come back and make something decent. I like how they're pushing it. I like how much it looks like they're putting money behind it. They're actually utilizing high quality assets. They're trying their best to right the wrongs, because honestly, the Lords of the Fallen was booty cheeks to the maximum.
What we call that, clunky souls?
Clunky souls, bro. Chunky souls. It was clunkier and chunky. I think it was clunky souls though, because the dude was just fat rolling everywhere. It just felt like the animations were trash. It did not feel like a fun game to play, and I played a decent amount of it. But yeah, it was clunky souls, for sure. But I respect them coming back. I respect them putting in the effort, and a lot of the PR and things like that, I think it's on the same level of my interest is peaked just as much as it is for Lies of P. I'm very hesitant on these types of games because they do copy a formula, but they can twist it to make it their own, like a Neo. But some most people fall flat. I want to see what they can do with their time and their ability, their moment in the sun, really, to truly show that they can stand on their own 2 feet. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. I mean, y'all ain't gotta really respond to it. I just wanted to let y'all know that it is on my radar. It comes out October 13th, and from a lot of what I'm seeing, this company is moving in the right direction as well. Redemption stories, Dead Island 2. All these redemption stories are great. I appreciate when people put the time in, the effort in, and they truly make something special. Like, we've had a lot of wins. We had a lot of interesting things happening this year. Baldur's Gate 3 being a big success and not having that, like, a lot of success stories. So I'm hoping that Lords of the Fallen kind of keeps going in that success route, because there's nothing out there like that that's going to be coming out around that time. So if they're big fans of that type of genre out there, they could really make do well. So, but yeah, Lords of the Fallen's looking good to me, Jalen. To me, jeez, I gotta put that.
I mean, if you like it, I love it. Nah, just what? Nah, but I mean, if they doing a better job, I mean, Clunky Souls came out back in what, 2015, 2014 or something like that. I mean, if they took that time and you know what I'm saying, and it looked way better. I mean, the game came out like 7 to 9 years ago or whatever. So I think they could have ample time, took feedback, and if they make it better and, you know what I'm saying, more power to them and stuff, I ain't going to hate. Like, I probably won't play it and stuff like that because, I mean, I ain't really got the time to, but, I mean, if it got a good review from you and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, the game fired, and that's what's up.
Yeah. So I'm optimistically excited, but at the same time, you know, I want to make sure I keep my levels in check. I'm optimistic about the game, though. I think with the changes they're making and the unique stuff that they're doing, going between worlds and kind of bringing that medium feel into it. If you ever played that game or seen that game where you had two worlds sitting on top of each other, that's kind of what they're going to be playing with in this game too. So hopefully it sets itself apart enough that it feels special. But yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving what I'm seeing, and hopefully, you know, they get to that point. What else? I don't really have much else. I think outside of talking about Overwatch, what do we think about Overwatch? Do we? I did want to talk about the reviews. I kind of got some. They were talking as if what's happening right now is all of the people that are upset that they pulled out of China are basically extinguishing their frustration, and a lot of the percentage of bad reviews are Chinese players, and that is why they are being the most negative now, overwhelmingly negative game on Steam itself, because it's just a abundance of people that have been pent up with anger for this company and what they've been doing, and now they just took it out on the first game that came out. So I don't know. To me, it's a mixture. I think people just don't like Overwatch 2, and they have every right to not like it, especially when they make, you know, mistakes. I have no stake in the game. I like good gameplay. I could care less about knowing more about these characters. So I just like the gameplay. And as long as people are interested in playing the game, I'm interested in playing the game. I don't have any like expectations, especially now that it's free. I haven't paid for this game in what, I think the first time it came, I haven't paid for it in a long time. And I mean, I understand that they, what'd you say?
That season pass for they finessed it. When Josh broke the news.
It's tragic, bro. Tragic. That $10, bro. I was like, what the heck is this? They talking about some, those are those white coins. I mean, gold coins. You don't really get the gold coins. You get the white coins. Like, bro, what are you talking about? They coins. Everything's coins.
When we get our money back, Josh, he said, them the old coins, bro. That's for the old stuff. He's like,
well, baby, I gave you. Like, that's how I felt. I was like, what is this?
That's why we stopped playing low key.
Yeah, that's really what made us mad. We jumped on that one, didn't we? He said we don't take too much, do we, Jalen? We don't take much. He said we'll cut this thing off for 7 months. Not look at it. So we just not getting back to it. So I mean, we speak with our time and wallet. We don't really care about the whole theatrics online. I just don't care to do this. But what are y'all thoughts on Overwatch 2? And do y'all have the same sentiment as them? Do you guys feel like they're blowing it, or do you think that this is just more so some orchestrated stuff that probably isn't as bad as it seems?
You want to take it, Jalen? Because
I know you probably got more to say than I do. You play Overwatch 1, so you got a larger stake in it. But just real quick from my standpoint, I play Overwatch 1. I picked it up kind of at the tail end of its era, and then I'm playing Overwatch 2. First off, we can talk about the launch just real briefly. I'm not going to go too much into it. They had a bad launch. Secondly, how they tried to break up everything with the characters and gating people off and just all that type of stuff. All that stuff was just stupid. Like, I didn't think none of that needed to be present. You play Overwatch 1, you got all the characters off top. Overwatch 2, they tried to put them behind little walls and stuff, which is a time sink, honestly. Especially when people could be using that time to invest in these characters and choose who they like to get better, and because they want it to be a free to play game, like they just have to wall stuff off. Now the biggest issue for me is that I feel like they stripped the game down, and it's like we had said previously, like Destiny 2. Destiny 2, they stripped everything from you. They tried to put in the story that you lost all your stuff or whatever, and they tried to give you a reason why you need to go collect all your stuff back, basically get stronger where you was or whatever. They did that in Destiny 2, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah,
Yep.
they definitely did that.
Okay, all right. Okay, I just have to make sure, because they did that in Kingdom Hearts, but but yeah. So with that being said, it just felt like the whole game just like they just trying to build everything back up, and it just, I don't know, man. Like even with the content and stuff like that, they took off all these maps and then they give you a couple maps and then they want to add other maps in and then put them in rotation. They took off stuff like Anubis. They, instead of like fixing a map and putting it back in, they just like pigeonholed you into playing these few maps when it had first came out. You had to play specific game modes to play other maps when it wasn't as rigid as it was. And then I'm gonna wrap this up. It just kind of felt like even just the simple stuff like the accolades, the little fire. Like, why did y'all add the fire thing if y'all took it away before? Like, it was just little things like that they were just taking away. And then don't even get me started on a freaking currency that they got in this game. Like, they should have left the currency the way it was. Now you ain't get premium currency for if you like. Don't you got to pay for it to get the premium currency now?
I didn't know
you
that.
still don't get anything free. Like the only way to buy they did make some changes, but basically in the old system, just keep playing the game. You'll get coins and you can buy cosmetics over time. But now,
Loot boxes, literally.
Yeah, but now there's no way to get currency unless you buy the battle pass, and when you buy the battle pass, it gives you the white coins, which you can buy the cheap stuff.
The old stuff.
If you want that they did change. There is some stuff now you can buy with white coins. However,
it costs too much now. They raised the prices on it.
It costs too much, and also the brand new like nice skins that you see in the store are the ones that you always have to spend money on. Like, there's no way to save up for something in the store that you want. You gotta spend money.
Correct that. I forgot, if you do like the weekly challenges and stuff, they give you like 10 coins or 20. So on average, you can get like, I think it's like 10, 20, 30, and 40. You can get 100 coins, but I remember as much as we was playing, I think I was only able to get like 3 of the challenges or something like that done. So I get like 60 coins or something like that. But then I did the math because I was thinking about the Darth Vader and Battlefront thingy or whatever. And I was like, so basically if I get 60 coins each week, it's 52 weeks in there, I won't be able to buy nothing still. So I need to wait over a year to get 2,000 coins if I just do keep the same pace with 60 and all the time I'm putting into this game. I'm like, bro, y'all ganking people. I'd have just been better off getting on loot boxes and taking my chances with that, because they at least had different things you could like get or whatever. So, I mean, that's pretty much it though. I think my biggest gripes is, we passed the launch and stuff like that. The way they took things out and they slowly added things back in the game is definitely giving Destiny 2. And then the way they did the little coins and how much the currency convert to and stuff like that. Because I definitely felt like my currency is worth more on Overwatch 1 than it was on Overwatch 2. I don't care if that got something to do with inflation or nothing. Y'all still selling me the same skins for a more expensive price. So like y'all really getting down on me. What character say, stop trying to get down?
So any other takes outside of the get down? Do you like the gameplay still? Everything fantastic there?
Yeah, the gameplay cool. They put aim assist back in. I'm cool playing on my controller and stuff like that. But they probably need to reduce it just a tad bit. I'm not gonna lie to you, but the gameplay's still cool. I mean, it's still the same game. It ain't changed that much stuff. Like they didn't change nothing for real. Like, I mean, they got patches and stuff like that.
Do you think the more the 5v5 is less chaotic? I do.
I think the 5v5 is definitely better because you don't got dual tanks running around. I used to get tired of just weird stuff like Roadhog snatching me behind Reinhardt tank and I'm getting gang banged, and it's just like a Reinhardt shield, and You know what I'm saying? Just weird stuff like that. So I think it's cool. Like, I ain't tripping about that.
Okay.
Uh, I agree with most of that. And my sentiment overall is that I think that the game is still fun. Overwatch has always been fun, but they have now with Overwatch 2 introduced so many different problems to the game that I have a
Mm-hmm.
hard time just saying that the game is just good and you can just ignore it even if you don't care about that stuff. Because like if you don't care about cosmetics, that don't change that the fact that their cosmetic system is terrible or their monetization system is terrible. Or like
Mm.
I like the game, it's fun, and the 5v5 was a good idea. However, it made it very clear that now they're ass at balancing characters now because now there's 5v5 every character is over tuned or they're under tuned because you can't compensate for that missing character. Like I play tank all the time. I used to play tank in Overwatch 1, I play tank in Overwatch 2, and it's like I see that now y'all don't know how to balance without that second tank, and it's been clear with these last 6 seasons.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, yeah, the game is still fun. If you got nothing invested into it, you can jump in, play the game, have fun with your friends, and get off. And that's why we like it. But overall, as a game, as a sequel to one of the biggest games last generation, it feels like a huge step back. And so, yeah, my sentiment, like I mentioned to you before, is like I think of this as Destiny 2, whereas like Destiny 1 ended off at a really good place. And then going into Destiny 1, it was a huge like step back. And
Mm-hmm.
then over time, they slowly added and made improved. And overall, like right now, Destiny 2 is just like a whole different game. Like it's even hard to compare it to Destiny 1 because it's been so long and the game has grown so much. That's a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Overwatch 2, like they have a lot of stuff that they need to fix. And personally, I don't feel bad for them getting bad reviews because it's like it's Activision Blizzard, one of the biggest companies in the game industry. It's like I don't feel bad about them getting bad reviews. It's not going to affect their bottom line at all. Um,
No,
and
I
it's a lot of stuff
agree.
that they actually do need to fix. So, um, yeah, I enjoy it, and I'll still keep playing it. You know, I'm never going to necessarily stop, but there is going to be times I'm going to take a long break because I'm getting tired of all these issues that they introduce themselves.
Yeah, and especially when they give out white coins when they supposed to be gold. So all
Man,
those
that made
things,
me mad, bro.
all those things come into account. For me, I guess I wouldn't want to minimize any of anyone else's concerns. What I would say is that it was never been that like a big, huge game for me. Um, and you know there is times where we are forgetful of what has changed. So I can say that. I'm not saying that it's like what you guys are doing. I'm not saying that every change made was perfect, but I'm saying that there's plenty of changes that occurred between that game and this game that maybe we are not taking into consideration. But at the same time, this Overwatch, it feels like it was probably the most egregious when it comes to just copy paste. Um, but I think this game has been so fine tuned from the start that their minute changes are very impactful because that small change can impact everything, even with aim assist and turning it off. So I don't know. I have to give that developer that came out the gate swinging with a almost dang near perfect game grace because I don't really know how they can top that. Um, because that is their bar. Destiny came out trash, so they could top it because they came out trash. Overwatch came out pretty decent in a pretty decent state, at least to me. Only reason I didn't like it is because it leaned too heavily into team based gameplay, and I just I wasn't interested in being team when I come from Call of Duty and Lone Wolf and everything. So it just wasn't my taste, but it wasn't a bad game, and neither was it the balancing. So I really have a hard time saying, oh, they should have did this, they should change this, because at the same time, it was really good when it first came out. So I think that dedication, that time, and that commitment to the first game really put them in a bad light in a second. Because if you're really going to do a 2 and not just an update, it better be some big changes. And I think that's what caused the big issue. Like, if they would have just said Overwatch, version 2.0 or something like that, where it was not a 2 after it, they probably would be in a much better state. They just revamped the game and made it free to play. Like, that would have been better than them actually calling it 2. So, yeah, I don't feel bad for them. Of course, they're a big company. It's a big thing. I just know that when they put that game out, it changed the game of how, we play shooters and how people wanted to change and create this type of shooter. Like, this was like Team Fortress on a whole nother level. Like, this is what defined it after that point. So I really can't be mad at them. But I also know that we expect change, especially when we have a different number, just like Destiny 2, and it fell flat on its face. So I get that sentiment for sure. Well, okay. I mean, I don't really have much else unless y'all got something else y'all want to talk about. If not, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Anything else y'all wanted to say for the good of the people or want to mention or talk about?
Nah, but if y'all got some hate for us about Overwatch, you can send it to Jalen over at
jbz.gz.com. Yeah, overall on his socials.
Messages personally.
Yeah.
And, come send me all your hate. What Drake bring on the problems?
Bring on the problems. I
want all y'all problems.
Say so. You gotta get the Jimmy Cooks. But yeah. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, I appreciate y'all. If y'all got to this point, I want to thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. If you saw it on YouTube, appreciate all the support. And if you got here, you're the real OG. But we will be back here next week on time, ready and correct, to give y'all more thoughts and opinions that nobody cares about but us. Thanks for listening. Peace.